Hey guys, so I saw this morning, and this happened apparently in like 2017, so it's a bit older, but considering the climate back in 2017 is way it is now, just not as as bad, it's safe to say we know exactly who was offended by this sign. So, Oklahoma liquor store faced backlash over offensive sign, and here's what the sign said. Pull your pants up or don't come in. Try to have some decency and respect for others. No one wants to see your underwear. Now, while yes, it is a liquor store and children should not usually be in there, if they're with parents, there's really not. I remember going to liquor store, with friends' parents or my parents. They wouldn't let me hold whatever they got. Um, but if you're bringing a child, that's perfectly fine. So whoever goes in there should go in there with the assumption that there might be children. If you're going in there with your pants hanging around your freaking ankles, pull your pants up. Not only doesn't look good, but it gives people a bad impression about you. But the fact that people find this offensive, and I guarantee you the people who found it offensive were either the people who sag their pants. Now, there are some people who will sag their pants, but if you just say, hey, it's a place of business, could you? They're like, oh, yeah, no problem. They pull it up, and as soon as they get outside, they can pull them back down if they want. Some people, and it's usually the older generation, who does that, because nowadays kids feel fucking entitled to everything, like, oh, I can do what I want when I want and all that. But so usually if it's an older person, you know, he's just like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. But it gives a bad impression. When I was at Ingles, I've told this story before, but it's the same because the pants sagging tremendously. The dude comes in, young black guy, probably about 19, 20 years old, and he comes in and says, yo, you hiring? And his pants were practically around his ankles. And everyone was looking at me, like the cashiers were like looking at me because apparently I was in charge, even when, when the bosses weren't there. And I'm like, not currently, but if you want to go online, we, go on the site and fill out application when we do start. The fact is we wouldn't hire someone like if you come into a place of business and the first word out of your mouth is yo, you're just that's like an automatic disqualification. Because if that's how you present yourself when you go in, that's how you're going to carry yourself throughout your entire employment. So if you come in and say, yo, you're hiring? No, that's automatic. We're not even going to consider you. Uh, you go into a place of business and you're looking for a job, pull your pants up and say, excuse me, I was wondering, or hey, I was wondering if you guys, or, are you guys needing? Not yo. Again, if your first word out of your mouth for asking for a job or whatever is yo, you're automatically disqualified right there. Because again, if that's how you're presenting yourself when you come in, that's how you're going to be in through the job. So I was like, well, we're not, and it really wasn't really a lie because we really weren't looking for anyone. We had everyone. Um, but I just told him, I was like, yeah, just, if you want, go online, fill it out. And then when we do start hiring people, because people are constantly coming and going, you know, we'll get to you and all that, have you come in. And he's like, meh. So, but yeah, he came in, presented himself in a terrible way, pants sagging down to his ankles. When you're in a place of business like that, there's children, pull your pants up. Um, Same thing. I was at Walmart once. Me and my friend were at Walmart. It was like 10 o'clock at night, I think, and we were in the back. We were by the electronics. I can't remember if we were just got stuff and we were just paying back there, or can't remember if she was buying movies or something. It just either way, we were in the back. That's neither what we were there for. That's neither here nor there. But we were in the back. And there was a line, and this dude comes up. Same thing, young black guy, pants sagging around his ankles. Uh, and he's like asking where the ammo is, except he's saying where are the bullets. And so, like I said, there was a line, and we're all looking at each other like, should we tell him? Because it's 10 o'clock at night. We know he's not going deer hunting right now. One, it's not deer season, and two, it's 10 o'clock at night. Uh, He looked like he was in a hurry. So there's a street over by Walmart called Amherst, and back then I don't know how it is now because I don't live in that part of town, but there was a lot of shootings that would go around there, and basically when I worked at Ingles, when the people I worked with found out that I had to walk through Amherst to get to work, they were like, John, if you ever need a ride home at night, just let me know. Because they knew I walked home. I would walk to and from work. And they're like, if you need a ride home, just let me know. Just let me know. Because they didn't want to take the chance of me getting freaking shot. So, but same thing. The guy comes in, first word out of his mouth was yo, and he had his pants around his ankles. Now, again, it's not all black people, but, I've seen back in my day, there was a group of white people that did the same thing, and they were called wiggers. The people who thought they were like Eminem, and they would, sag their pants, and same thing. They would go in, pants around their ankles, ass cheeks out. No one wants to see it. But the problem with this is the people who are offended about this sign, which the place, it may be a liquor store, but again, there's nothing saying you can't bring kids in. As long as the kids are not by themselves and trying to buy it for themselves, if they're with their parents, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I remember going to liquor stores. I remember my stepdad, when my stepdad and mom were still dating, we went to the liquor store nearby. It was for wine or champagne or something like that. And I asked her, did you want me to carry it for you? And she's like, no, can't carry that in here. So, but some parents bring their kids in. It's not a big deal. It's a store just like anything else. But you should go there with that in your mind, that there might be children in there. And it goes the other way too. It goes for females too. How many times have you been in a Walmart or in a grocery store and you see these freaking hoochie mamas walking around with their fucking titties out and their ass cheeks sticking out? No one wants to see that in public. If you want to dress like that, if you're going out with your girls for a night on the town, you're going to hit up all the bars, get some guys, that's fine. That's fine. You're not going to see children in bars. But if you're going to a place of business like a grocery store or something, have the decency, cover up. I see some of these people, you go to Walmart or Ingles or Harry Titty or Food Line, you see these parents walking around with their kids and their fucking titties are basically out, their fucking pants are like up inside their fucking their ass crack and their cheeks are out there. It's like, I don't want to see your dimply saggy ass. I don't want to see your lopsided titties. I know your kids are probably feeling embarrassed at the fact that you're walking in the house looking like that. Have some decency. So, gentlemen, pull your pants up. If you have a belt, pull your pants up and adjust your belt accordingly. If you're like me and you have like you work and you've got like pajama pants that you wear, there's a little string right there on the front and you can tie it fairly tight. So pull your pants up, tie it in the front, you're good to go. Ladies, if you want to dress scantily, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, you're going out with the girls or whatever, and you're going to the bars and whatever, that's fine. But if you're going to a place of business where you know there's going to be children, cover up. And I can say, the same thing with beaches and stuff. I don't, bikinis are not a problem. But then you have the girls with the freaking string bikinis or the, what is it called? Like micro, I think they're micro bikinis, where basically the only thing covered up are the fucking nipples. You have nipples covered up, and then like the bottom basically right up inside their ass, fucking right up there, the fucking pussy showing. That's not appropriate for a beach where there's kids. Seriously. If you want to do that in your own pool or hot tub or whatever, that's fine. But when you're around children, dress accordingly. It's not that hard. So the people who put this sign, good on them, because it is a place of business. And you have some people coming in, buying wine or whatever for maybe festive occasions, coming in and they might see these ruffian-looking dudes with freaking pants around their ankles. Like, oh, geez, I may not want to come back here. Because when you see those types of people, whether they're black, white, whatever, they tend to act a certain way, tend to, whatever. But the fact that, they find it offensive, that means, for me, it's like, it could be anyone. It's not just one specific group. Because, like I said, wiggers, those who wigs, wiggers, they do the same thing. Black people do it, white people do it, Hispanic. I've seen Asians with their fucking pants around their ankles. Everybody can do it. But if you're offended by this, and your mind immediately goes to one group of people, you're the racist. For me, I know everyone does it. Everyone does it. I mean, and not when I say everyone, I don't mean everyone. But, all colors, all races, whatever. White people do it, black people do it, Hispanics, whatever. So if you're saying it's offensive, and it doesn't say anywhere in here, but I guarantee you it's offensive because they most likely said because it's racist. Why is it racist? Why is it that someone says to pull your pants up and you immediately think, oh, they're picking on black people? You're the racist if your mind immediately goes to a certain race. This is for anyone. It doesn't say, hey, you black people, pull your damn pants up. No, it says pull your pants up. It's Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma. I guarantee you there are a lot of fucking white people around there, with their fucking pants sagging. So they say, oh, it's offensive, and I guarantee you it's because, oh, it's racist. How is it racist? Again, if your mind, when you saw that and your mind went straight to black people, you're the racist. But there's nothing wrong with wanting... I get that it's a liquor store and people think of, like, debauchery and, bad things when it comes... Maybe it's a get-together. Family buying some wine, champagne. Not everyone who goes into a liquor store is a fucking drunk. Stammering around. You guys had any... They're not all like that. A lot of times the freaking middle-aged soccer moms, you see them, they go in with the hat on, with a ponytail, and they usually have like jogging clothes on, a box of wine. So not everyone goes into a liquor store like a fucking drunk. Some people... So it's a place of business, and you should dress accordingly. This isn't a strip club. It's not a strip club where it doesn't matter what you look like. It's still, even if it's a liquor store, it's still a store. It's still a place of business. And just because they sell alcohol doesn't mean you need to go in there looking like a fucking whatever. Whether you're male, female. So, but the fact is they find it offensive. Guarantee you say it's because they're racist, because it's racist. And then it makes those people look bad because it's, why did your mind immediately go to one freaking race? But I think there should be more signs like this. Because again, it's like I said, working at Ingles. The guy comes in and he already presented himself in a bad way with his pants sagging to his freaking ankles. And then he starts his sentence with, yo. And it wasn't even really a full sentence. Like the way I said it, that's how he said. He's like, yo, yeah, huh? That's exactly how he said. If you're presenting yourself that way, by having your pants around your ankles, you start your sentence with yo, and you're not even making full words, you're just disqualified right then and there. We'll tell you to fill out the application. Doesn't mean we're going to look at it. Or when you come in, and we see, oh, it's him. When you go into a place of business, have the decency, cover up. Gentlemen, pull your pants up. Ladies, put it, most stores are pretty cold because, they got to keep things certain temperature, otherwise they go bad. So put a little coat on or something. Wear some pants, shorts that aren't up inside your fucking ass crack. And just respect the fact that people are, just respect others. There's people there with their families, their children. And maybe those parents don't want their children exposed to that. If you want to go out for a night on the town and you want to dress how you want, that's fine. Guys, if you want to go, wherever else, out in public, if you're in a place of business, cover it up. Pull your pants up. If you say, oh, well, they just keep falling down, buy a belt. Buy a belt. There are many belts in this world, and I'm sure you can find a belt that will fit you and suit your needs. But yeah, I don't see how this is offensive. It's just a liquor store who has, maybe it's a liquor store, maybe they have a certain clientele. Clientele that, is like, oh, well, I would never expect that for Oklahoma. Maybe it's very fancy schmancy people going in, dresses, dressed up ties and all that. They're going buying champagne or wine for get-togethers. And maybe they don't want people walking in with their fucking pants around their ankles. Because then that clientele is no longer going to want that, because they're going to say, oh, gee, I didn't know we were on the bad side of town. And that's not me. That's just what people will look at, and that's what they automatically go to. So, place of business, cover it up. Simple as that. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.